Welcome. Welcome back and welcome home, Super Rock Starseeds. Welcome home, love beings. Welcome home. My name is Melissa and I will be your multidimensional cosmic tour guide today. We are going to talk about the different frequencies and bandwidth that starseeds are in. So what does this mean, and what is your bandwidth frequency, you ask? All of these years doing channeling and being a psychic medium and connecting with the different multi-dimensions, it seems normal to me that each of us carry different frequencies. When I was a little girl, there was a Pleiadian angelic being that would come talk to me and describe the ascension, the awakening that we would go through. And she used to talk about things in frequencies and science terms. So I was a little kid, and all these years, being a kind of a boisterous lady, people just sort of didn't quite understand what I was saying. And now in these times, it seems pretty obvious, like we all carry different frequencies. And frequencies meaning tones, codes, templates, energies, signatures that make us uniquely us. And in that, in the universe, in humanity, we each carry different frequencies that make us, all of us, humanity. And sometimes we can refer to some of the layers or frequencies as rays. So we talk about the indigos, the blue rays. We talk about crystalline children and the different crystallized energies that we carry in our body systems, mind, body, spirit, soul systems. Talk about the plasma that we're in, the frequencies. Talk about the rainbow bridge, rainbow children. And that would be the whole gamut, the whole rainbow gamut frequencies. And there are, to begin with, in the template that we're bringing back into Sacred Union, 144,000. So this was known and it was messed with over all the years. It was degraded and perverted and messed with in each one of us. So as humanity is coming back home, our frequencies are being realigned and realigned and retuned and retuned. And as we connect with the cosmic heart, as each one of us are celestial maps, each one of us have these different frequencies and points and light pieces that we carry. And so it just happens that in the whole bandwidth frequency of everything that ever was, there are different colors, tones, frequencies, sound, texture, all of that make us all up. Which ones do you carry prominently? So as we know, all of the starseeds and the twin flames and the soul tribes came here to cleanse, clear, heal all the shadow that's ever been throughout history. And so some of our frequencies have been perverted or inverted in the lower matrix and all these templates that we have, these conditions, these civilizations, these pieces of who we are, of consciousness. And they've been inverted, like literally like flipped upside down. So we've been living in the upside down, right? And that means inside of us. So you, me, everyone has distortion. We're working on that. And we're coming through this time where these solar flashes and just epic change, revelations, rapture, apocalyptic change that was prophesied throughout time in different scriptures and texts and throughout the different backgrounds, cultures, and languages even. And we are realizing now, as science marries spirit, we start understanding things in a different level. Just like in every era and every age, there was the industrial age and the technology age, and there are pieces where we advanced much quicker than we used to all at once. If we could use fire to help cook, to help alchemize metals and change things, structures and shapes, then that was part of the things that we pulled into certain ages and helped us advance very quickly. in these times, in these revelation times, we are recognizing that in science and spirit, there's just way more for us to understand and know, and we can bring it into balance a lot easier. So when I say I'm channeling different rock stars or things like that, that's a little bit out of the box. It's a little bit peculiar sounding even. Each one of these people, the famous people, hold a bandwidth of frequencies. And like, for instance, David Bowie is the ultimate starseed. Like, he's the ultimate template of starseeds, right? Each one holds a certain frequency that helps pull the inversion back into balance and that sacred union within us, you, me, that bandwidth. And that bandwidth goes with this bandwidth and this bandwidth and this bandwidth and all of the things that were inverted and all of these layers and conditions of who we are, mind, body, spirit, soul, our collective consciousness, each one of us personally, all throughout history. It's rebalanced out of duality into sacred union and harmonized as heaven on earth. So that's what I mean by bandwidth frequencies. Each character, each person in the galaxy holds different frequencies. Some hold different codes. Many of you starseeds came in with extra awakened, aligned codes. And that just means there are extra pieces that you are helping anchor in the light for human beings and for this conversion. I was going to say transportation, but it's transition. It just left my mind for a moment. And we all carry certain bandwidth frequencies. Sometimes you can see that in our eyes, and you can see that in our hearts, in our passions, purposes, missions here on earth. So some of us came here to cleanse and clear things out of our generational patterning, like the easy ones are that we can point at could be addictions or attachments to certain kinds of lower vibration behaviors and belief systems. And some could be like sickness, illness, losses, grief, mentality, lack mentality, poverty mentality, victim mentality, narcissistic mentality. So those pieces have been shoved in each one of our bandwidth layers, and we can never point at each other and go, well, you should do what I think you should do, and just shush and let go, because these things were the inversions and were imprinted, embedded in us. And we didn't ask for that. We didn't consent. Lots of attachments. Many of the starseeds and the light workers were extra targeted. So there are many layers, many bandwidths, many rays, tones, frequencies, and each one of you carry quite a few. And so when I ask you which bandwidth frequency are you, I'm asking what's your calling inside? What's your missions, purposes? Are you a healer? Are you a scientist? Are you a numbers person? Who are you? And it is within those layers and frequencies, which also correlates to our tree of life. Each one of us have a tree of life. And we have that symbol throughout the many ages, because that's our humanity in earth incarnations symbol, one of them. And we have the Akashic records that also had we couldn't see the purity because of the inversion in us. They kept us blinded. And of course, some of the, psychics and the mediums have always been able to access the Akashic records when it's time. And that's real when it's not somebody that's trying to force their opinions, projections, things like that on you. That's inverted and very distorted behavior that they say they know about you. They say, they're talking to the wall and saying they're talking to your angels. That's way distorted, low vibration. So we're coming out of the distortion. We're waking up and clearing to that higher frequency, our Akashic records, our trees of life, our guides and guardian angels that have been integrating, just as our loved ones in the heavens have been integrating all of those inversions, and we're bringing them back into balance over and over, layer by layer by layer, bandwidth, frequency. So when I ask you, what's your bandwidth? What's your frequency? What's the frequency, Kenneth? I'm asking you in a way to look inside of yourself, look in the mirror, and feel your calling, and feel it in mind, body, spirit, soul, taste, feel, smell, touch, frequency, texture, sound. What do you sound like inside? What's your color? And so there are many that you carry. And some of the advanced starseeds came in here with a whole lot. And that means they had to clear out a lot of generational patterning. They had to clear out historical patterning and different civilizations. They came in to help bring back and bring the civilizations back up into balance so that we can all put all of the layers of humanity here in this simulated earth and wake up and come into the true earth, new earth. So we came here to anchor in all these frequencies of purity, and we've had to swim through just all the glitches and the grossness, the heaviness, the pain, the abuses, the sufferings. And until all the sufferings are gone and we become harmonious, and these layers, Lemuria would be the most harmonious, pure civilization and template, archetype and role layer of bandwidth that we was pure for so long. And there's harmony, there's wisdom, there's knowledge, there's magic, there's beauty, there's everything that we want, everything we've always yearned for, everything we prayed for and worked for in that bandwidth. And you add all the others together, we're purifying those. More wisdom, more magic, more excitement, more Christed energy in each one. And what's your calling? Empaths, what's your calling? Starseeds, what's your calling inside? And you'll find the answers will come to you. So when I've channeled, let's say, for instance, Kurt Cobain, he seemed kind of grunge. He seemed like he accidentally helped change the face of our music. Elvis, same thing. Prince, forever my favorite. And we could go name different people. Freddie Mercury, David Bowie, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's one of my favorites as well. Strong character that helped us see a different perspective. His bandwidth was strong. Does that make him a perfect person? No. We've got Gandhi, Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene. What bandwidth are these people in our DNA, in our truth, our records, our tree of life, our Akash? What bandwidth are they? We can name all kinds of different people, different presidents, people we've known throughout history. Hitler, Jeffrey Dahmer. So that goes to the whole gamut and bandwidth. So we would probably all agree that Hitler and Jeffrey Dahmer would be the darkest, lowest layers, and not the bandwidth we want to know about, that we ever want to touch, but it is imprinted in each one of us, those low bandwidths. So you get the predators, the narcissists, all the way to the saints and the just pure. So the Mother Teresa's. So what's your calling, and what did you have to clear out? Kurt Cobain had addictions. Kurt Cobain knew about darkness. Kurt Cobain knew about some skanky rock star stuff. Kurt Cobain knew about a lot of wise things, very advanced starseed. He knew about anxiety. He knew about feeling like he didn't belong sometimes. He knew about being so intelligent, so actually truly intelligent, that it probably was not comfortable for him all the time. So let's take JFK. So John F. Kennedy was, of course, the face president, loved, very loved. Was he perfect? No. Did he know more than he said? Yes. Did he know about the darkness? Did he know about the organized underbelly of things? Yes. And so some of those bandwidths that they carry, that they anchored light in, that they brought the sacred truth from their lifetimes, and they hold in the bandwidth in spirit for us, uncovers those things and helps us clear out those shadows. So I'm going to take Mother Teresa. She helped saintly, chose to help in pure Christed energy, the sick, the poor, the ugly, the forgotten, the abandoned, the persecuted, the left behind. And so she held that bandwidth up. Sometimes she had depression and oppression. And that marriage of Christ was really hard for her here. So we take all of those bandwidths, pull out the inversion and the distortion, and we hold those in tune, where all of the people of the universe that have ever lived, whether we know them or not, named or unnamed, known or unknown, are cleansed and clear and pulled out of the inverted matrix. So what's your calling? And what have you walked through? What losses have you had? What shadows have you had to clear from you? What did people point at you and call you names about? What have you walked through? And you'll know the bandwidth, and you'll understand. And then if you ask the universe, well, what color is that? What frequency is that? What tone is this? How do I align this and hold this? The answers will be forthcoming for each one of you in different ways. And you'll realize, oh, I am connected. These times, we will realize that we are all connected, and we do need help. We do need validation sometimes, and to be able to connect with others in our soul tribe, soul families. Some of the twin flames, some of the starseed twin flames, some of the starseeds came here to cleanse, clear, and be the way showers, the gatekeepers of Earth, and help heal some of these bandwidths that were the most destroyed and twisted, the most painful sufferings. And so I have to nod to each and every one of you, that even if we don't quite know what our frequencies are, how do we describe that in the first place? Like, how do we do that? You have a knowing and a calling inside, and that you've done a really good job, even if it's hurt really bad. This is the time where we're having those solar flashes, and it comes into this next part of the era that brings the inversion back to the right side up, back to heaven on earth. And you will continue to remember your calling inside, your purposes, your missions. They have changed. Your Akash has cleared out a little bit more, and you can look up into those higher frequencies and have more purification of an understanding of what your soul contracts now are, your new earth, grid, patterns, codes, all those things. And that will continue to, you'll be oriented into that. And you'll start feeling the groove in your bandwidth, feeling comfort, feeling at home in your bandwidth, many bandwidths. And that's the way we clear out consciousness, these many multi-density layers of humanity. It's time for humanity to come home. And each and every one of you are doing your parts. And this is just a perspective way of describing this awakening, this ascension. But congratulations. And all of you who are the way showers, the gatekeepers, the twins, the starseeds, the indigos, the rainbow children, the healers, the ministers, the teachers, the light workers, the good people, the honest integrity, holding dignity, holding respectful people, no matter what they've said and no matter what they've done. You bring the royalty and the wings back to all of the earth angels, all of the starseeds, and you bring honor in these times. Your bandwidth, perfect tune, harmonized, purified, Christed back into out of the duality, out of the spiritual war. The two becomes one. So I thank you. And I thank you for your really deep dedication and commitment to your heartfelt work and walk in this lifetime, in this incarnation. And I thank you for standing up for the fellow light workers and love beings. And I thank you for holding the light, anchoring the light wherever you go. Thank you for activating those bandwidth frequencies so that we can retune and pull everything that was stuck, blocked in us, and everything that was blocked in humanity's consciousness in different groups, layers, systems, archetypes, roles, templates. Thank you. You have played a huge part. You have no idea. And as we feel these and experience these dark nights of the soul and these 3 days of darkness off and on here, we will see these solar flashes or experience them, this energetic change, shift, and we can never go back. It's like you opened the doorways, you cleared out the portals, gateways, stargates, and put everything back in balance. And I thank you. So what's your frequency? What's your bandwidth? What's your colors? What's your tone? And it's time to let those beautiful, unique you pieces shine. And more. And can you hear it? Can you hear the universal cosmic heart connected to you and to me and to us and to them? Tune up as we wake up and our eyes open more and more and realize, wow, yes, some of those horrifying things that we couldn't even imagine really are happening. And we are going to correct that, rectify things, and keep us all safe, and realize that we're opening our eyes, little bitty babies, opening our eyes to the new earth and holding that pure light grid coming back into divine order, to the divine blueprint. So good job, everyone. Hope this makes sense. And I've got a message for somebody that's watching, and it's Indigo Child Blu-ray. You have many different layers that you help activate. You're holding the codes, and your connection with spirit is clean, is clear. You're receiving really advanced spiritual gifts, talents, abilities, and those who said you couldn't do it, no one else will call you crazy or persecute you or put you down in the same ways again. So thank you for holding that for humanity, because we've all been the ugly duckling. We've all been the one that was silenced and left behind. Thank you for holding that belonging and that Blu-ray, that blue. You're also helping open up the throat chakras for receiving, for hearing in different ways and perspectives that we've never been able to hear or receive before. So thank you. I'm getting another red, like red ray, red chakra, red, pure passion, beginnings, strong, cosmic ray bandwidth. Message for someone that's watching, and that is strong. The passion is real, and your twin flame can hear you. He or she is not sure how to talk to you, but that passion is real, and it's going to be okay. All that fear that has been heaped upon you, the anxieties, the fears, you pulled that out. You're holding that strength, that balance, starting at the very beginning, like the beginning of time, and the passion and the strength and it's like beauty, and it's like smooth purity, strength. And connection is helping a lot of people. And thank you for connecting with the animals. You understand the animals. And all of you might notice the animals are acting a little bit extra interesting lately. They are feeling the bandwidth frequencies being tuned up, even though I think human beings are less aware of that. So the birds, the cats, the dogs, the fish are feeling this adjustment, this shift, the flashes that bring us into this, like push us into the new earth energy and lift us up and push us into the higher frequencies, whether we're ready or not. And we're ready. So many of you have been exhausted and really so empathic, taking the brunt of all the chaotic energies, and you just keep doing that shadow work. You keep doing that cleansing and clearing and realigning and reactivating different places and spaces on the earth that knocks down the old matrix, the old simulations, the AI that's trying to control everyone. Pardon me. And you are really holding that stable foundation so that everyone can have the stable footing that they need. Also, I'm supposed to give the message to the starseeds and the twins, those with divine counterparts, soul tribes, soul families, that you're, even if it feels like just so disappointing, so tiring, that your divine counterparts and soul families and soul children, and that we were really connecting with 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, above the dimensions. And now it feels like it's so what? It's not happening. It's not coming into form in the 3D. And that's not true. So keep talking to your twin flames. If you have a divine counterpart, your soulmates, whoever that may be, and almost like scrub the forehead from the inverted things that were imprinted into us and blocked into us, and re-blessed. Make sure your Christed energy, purified, pure light energy re-blesses and holds this space for all of us. And you'll be able to connect. It's in the heart, but it's also the knowing and the wisdom of connection of those higher dimensions. That is real. And many of you are feeling disillusioned and tired and exhausted. Remember, these times are weird. So please don't get discouraged. Just know that that's real, those higher dimensions. Remember, heaven and earth, the connection with source is all real. Your people are going through it too, wherever they are. If you don't know them yet, if you know some of them, if they're scattered all over the world, just keep praying or holding love, holding peace, holding freedom, safety, comfort for them, and keep working on yourselves. Those higher 5D images, those truths that you know are real. I'm also getting really strongly that some of the darker beings, the lower beings have fallen, the targeting, yucky, gross, narcissists, mean people that try to harm you, target you, block you from your good, take your destiny, take your job, take your twin flame, take your life, take your reputation, take your family down. They are going to be dealt with, and it's a good idea not to look and just keep praying for them, for all of us, and holding that gratitude and forgiveness as much as possible. And that holds that grid for us, and the connection with our 3D incarnations here to those higher dimensions, and it pulls it into that sacred union in ourselves. Your twin flames, your divine counterparts, your soulmates, your soul families, your soul tribes can hear you and feel you. And even if you can't feel it, even if you can't, you don't know it, our loved ones in the heavens that have been also integrating and transitioning higher and higher frequencies, they can hear you and feel you. And just know that it's okay to call out to them and ask for that support and help. That's the cosmic heart connection. Many bandwidths and frequencies make up all of who we are. And freedom for humanity is imminent. Again, many of you hold many different frequencies and bandwidths, and I thank you for that. And I see you, I recognize you, I believe in you. And gone are the days of the straggling, grasping, grossest, darkest matrix darkness that we've ever could have never even imagined being flushed down the toilet while we rise up and become our true earth angel starseed selves. So good job, and thank you to all of the strange people. Perhaps that's the wrong wording to use, but it's like all the autistic people, all the people that did carry extra shadow work, and has worked harder than others can see in your face, in your daily life. Thank you to those who have been called ugly or have been abandoned, because you do belong and you are beautiful, and we can see it in you. In the, I'm just receiving one more message, and that is in these, I want to call them like shock waves, but these frequency flashes. I started having these probably like almost 2 decades ago, sometimes, not all the time, and I would go, uh-oh, I just shifted timelines, something happened, I wasn't always sure if it was good or not, and shifting, changing, growing. And it can pull us, like push the timelines together and push out that lower dark inverted stuff and help you stand up in that balanced alignment of who you are. And that's going to keep happening. And throughout these next months, as we go into October, November, December 2022 into 2023, the clarity will come more. And the over and over, the realignment of your sacred union. Realignment of your sacred union. That means your divine masculine and feminine, your science, your earth and spirit parts. Over and over, so that each layer and bandwidth frequency, which are a whole lot. So if there's 144,000 beginning points, and it goes into these different grids, it goes down to many layers of different frequencies, and it brings this big prism and this big symphony of different tones and musical instruments and colors and the rainbows in all different ways. And just know that that's coming into order because of you. So thank you, and your divine counterparts can hear you. I'm hearing God has spoken. And the flashes, the solar flashes and the magnetic balancing of earth and spirit coming together in humanity, in you and me, us, them, is on its way. Thank you guys. And thank you so much for just remembering that this is all these pieces may be uncomfortable and yet blissful and good at the same time. So I call in the highest good for everybody, and support, freedom, happiness, love, joy, healthiness, wholeness, comfort, ease, beauty, fun, laughter, abundance, wealth, richness. I hold these for all of us, and send you many blessings. I'll see you soon. If anyone wants an appointment, the information is in the box below, and I thank you. I deeply thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all of the donations, the likes, shares, and subscribes. From my heart to yours. Thank you.